Hi everyone, welcome to my first video on this channel with commentary. Today's going to be a tutorial on how to make two peds do an animation together. Now doing an animation with just your player character is extremely easy, and there's plenty of tutorials for that. First I'm going to be showing you how to do that first of all, just to get the basics, and then I'm going to show you how to do it with another ped and how to get basically your character and another character to do one together. So no one in the Red Dead community has really communicated how to do this or how they did it, or I might not have seen it and it's really niche, or they're just really that secretive about it, about some animations, but I have been able to basically reconstruct it in a way that I think they did it, and if they didn't do it this way then I have no idea how they did it. But first I'm going to show you how to do the basic animations just on your player character, just to get you into the basics of it. So you're gonna want to download Rampage, and now this is the best trainer to have out there. It provides you everything you need for this video. You don't need anything else. I do have outfit changer here, but you don't need anything else. That's just for the outfit you see that I'm wearing here. So I'll provide a link to Rampage trainer in the description. But anyway, you're gonna want to go and open up Rampage to start, and then you're gonna want to click on the player section. In the player section, you'll see the animation section. Click on that, and you'll have two options from Play Custom and Dictionaries. You're going to want to click on Play Custom. Here you'll see two options, basically. So you have Dictionary, which is basically I like to look at it as the folder where the animations are held. Now, I'm also going to provide a link to a long list of these animations used in this video in the description, to make it easier to follow along. So I'm just going to show you a simple animation for your rifle. You need it equipped basically, and in the description I've put under poses for long arms this part right here. You're going to want to copy this. Any dictionary will begin with basically script and whatever else on it. You basically know what it's about just from the title. And below that, I've also put the name of the animation. This is basically the animations that are in this script. You're going to want to copy that into animation name. Now that we've done that, you have other options. So you have playback flags. First off, it's probably unchecked for you. Now if you just play it, it's simple. It plays the animation as it is in full, and then it just stops. But if we put any of these flags on, there's plenty of them, but let's say if we do looping. Looping will just loop the animation. When it gets to the end, to the last frame, it's just gonna do it again. Alright, simple enough. You have other options. You have hold last frame, which is just gonna... This is perfect for photo mode, basically. If you want to take photos, you set your player up in a way. You also have other options like non-interruptible, which just won't interrupt you if anything gets in your way while doing the animation. Upper body just does the upper portion of the animation. Could be, I don't know what it would be useful for. And plenty of other ones that don't do anything or do something very specific. None of which are important for this video, but they're cool to know if you're... Well, the only one that's important is really just last frame for photo mode. But other than that, these aren't important for this video. The animations also work on horseback. I'm going to show you one on it. So copy the thing in the description I put under horseback. Put this in the dictionary. And then under that is idle. I'm not going to copy it. I'm just going to type it out. And then if you play it, yeah, he just does the simple animation on the horse. And you can do this for cinematic shots if you're doing it. And then stop whenever you feel like it. So that's basically it for animations that are solo. You have a long list of these. So in the next part, I'm going to show you how to do an animation with another NPC. And this part's a bit more complicated. So basically, you're going to want to open up the Rampage trainer. And you're going to want to go down to where it says spawner. And in the spawner setting, you'll click on peds. And this is basically where you have a database of all the NPCs in the game. So if you go to humans, you have another folders upon folders of just NPCs. The cutscene one I think has the most. And I'm just gonna use Mary as an example pet here. So now that she spawned in, we can customize her by going to pet database and then clicking on the NPC. And here you can customize her in any way you want, wardrobe or weapons, but what interests us is the animation section. If you go in here and you go to play custom, you get the same thing that we saw earlier with Arthur. So you have the dictionary and then the animation. So we're gonna give Arthur and Mary the same dictionary to get their animations from. And I've put it in the description, it's under hugging, and the script for it is basically this, Campfire Massacre. And for her, we're gonna put, I've also put in the description, but I'm just gonna type it out, hug_woman. And this will make her play the hug for basically a woman pet in full. Now, while you're in the animation menu for the NPC that you want to do an animation for, it's also important, I found, to put a hotkey on the play button for their animation. So for me, it's F12, which is just going to take a screenshot. And set it basically to whatever you want. I'm going to set it to X. So now when you're outside the trainer, you can just press that hotkey and it will play the animation. And this is going to be important because you can't set two hotkeys in the trainer, I found for some reason. So you wouldn't be able to do two hotkeys for one for Arthur's animation and one for Mary's animation, or the NPC, or whichever NPC you want to do an animation for. So you're gonna have to be in the menu for Arthur while you're doing this. And so for Arthur, you should also do the same thing, put in the same dictionary, the campfire, and then put in hug_man. So now Arthur's also got his animation, and he'll play it. So at this point you've got the hotkey for the NPC setup, and you're in the menu for Arthur's animation. And you'll see that if you press them at the same time, so if you press, for me, X, and also while you're in the menu, enter, on the play button, you'll play both animations at the same time. So it becomes important that you line them up at this point. There's one more important thing to do before you start lining up your animations. And as you can see, we can't get too close to her right now. And this will cause you to basically bounce off each other and you won't be able to get too close to each other during animations, which will be a problem. And the only way I've found to get close enough to an NPC is you gotta go into Rampage Trainer and you go into Player, and then you gotta scroll all the way down to the option that says Clip Through Objects. Toggle that on, and now you'll be able to see that you can get fairly closer than you could before. Not too close, you still can't get into or pass through an NPC, but you can get close enough, and that's basically enough to be able to make contact for an animation. So before we even start lining up both characters for their animation, it's important that we go into the NPC that we want to do the animation with, and go into General, and prevent them from fleeing. So we're going to toggle on block fleeing. This will prevent them from running away when you bump into each other. You're also going to want to toggle on freeze entity, and this will make it way easier to line up animations, since one person is going to be moving, and that's going to be Arthur, and the other is just going to be frozen in place. And this just makes it easier to get closer. Also, don't forget to check the non-interruptible flag for your NPC as well, so that you don't collide and interrupt each other's animations. So now that we got all that set up, all we have to do is move Arthur into the correct position, and it's going to take a lot of trial and error, probably a lot of tries, but you have to move him into the correct position to play the animation so that when he moves forward, he can get close enough to Mary. And as you see, I messed it up here, so you just want to stop it there, go back, and reposition him, and then just do it again. And you'll be doing this probably a lot of times, but the end result will be worth it. Okay, so I've gotten pretty close right now. And once you've done that, you see I've gone into photo mode, and this is perfect for photo shoots. So what you've probably seen in photos and videos is probably was taking something like this, right? And now you can take any part of this animation uh, and unpause photo mode, have Arthur do some funny animation, and then pause it whenever you want. Now, the facial movements you can't really control, you just gotta get lucky with facial expressions and whatnot. But other than that, you can now play around and do some effects or whatever. And you can get a bunch of cool shots. You get a bunch of and set things up. And then post it on your Instagram where we'll get like 2 views and 2 likes. And yeah, you can do a bunch of cool things. So that's it for this video, guys. This is how I've been able to make 2 characters do an animation together in Red Dead 2. A sort of scuffed way, but I think it's the only way of how to do it. Now, at this point, if you're still motivated to do it and you haven't given up, you'll be wanting to look through the long list of scripts for the animations that I put in the description. Look through directories and try finding similar animations that complement each other, and putting 2 NPCs together to try and do it and do all the things I've done and shown you in this video, freezing the entities or freezing the NPCs and then lining yourself up. That's the best way I found how to do it. I think that's how everyone has done it, and seeing basically what they do in game, because it's the only way to know what they'll really do. Now, some of them are easily discernible from their names, and others are just like a puzzle. So it would be smart to pick out the scripts and animations you like and sort them out in an easily readable way so that you can, I would save it in a node file probably, or Word document, and just open that up and alt tab, copy it, and that's basically that. Now, it took a lot of experimenting and frustration of figuring out the limitations of the game and getting it to work the way I wanted it to. And I was really surprised that nobody had done this video since the game came out on PC. And I still don't know why nobody made it up until this point. And I think it has something to do with the community just loving to gatekeep things about this game because they think they're elitists, and no one really likes sharing anything in the community. Yeah, they're secretive in that way, even after all this time. So I felt it was better for me to do it, after 6 years of this game being out on PC, and a year before GTA 6 is out, getting to dissect this game just a little bit more. It's a bit late, but it's better than never. Now, if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in other videos or elsewhere.